Okay, so that's recording. Oh, stupid thing.
What'd you hit your head on?
Hit my head on like this
Oh.
one sharp corner. There's not even that many sharp corners in here.
Heather, it's me again.
I have a bad history of head injuries.
I swore a little bit here. It's like fuck.
Just not on the video.
The diamond unlocks the code.
The diamond unlocks. There you go. The diamond is the code. Okay.
So the first thing is work. We want your students to work. Why? Many reasons. Well, first, we want them to understand the value of time and money. And second, we want to ask them these questions. Okay, so the first one is work. We don't want your students just to work anywhere. We're not just going to give them jobs. We're going to ask them questions. Hey, what are you interested in? What jobs do you want to be a part of? What industry do you want to be a part of? Is there a certain role that you saw that kind of interested you? So, what are they? So the first one is work, right? We want your students to work, but we don't want them just to work on any job. So the first one is work. We want your students to work, but we don't want them just to work in any job. Let's ask them questions. Hey, what are you interested in? What jobs do you want to have? I mean, is there a certain job or role or industry or someone you look up to who you want to work for? Okay, let's also ask another question. What skill sets do you currently have that can contribute to your family, your neighborhood, or even other businesses? What skill sets do you have? And quite frankly, you cannot tell me that you don't have a skill set. Why? Because I know so many people who are making a buck out of social media. Because we now have the phone, which we will talk more about at Industry Technology. Because we have this technology. Okay, so the first one is work. Now I want to ask your students, hey, what do you want to work in? Is there a certain industry or role, someone you look up to, you want to work for? Now, let's also look at what are the skill sets that you have right now? How do you think you can contribute to your family, your neighbors, or even the modern economy? And quite frankly, everyone has a skill set, especially because of this technology. And with the help of social media, a lot of young people, a lot of young students can do great things. Yeah, that was a pretty good one too. Yeah. So the first one is work. Now we want your students to work, but not just in any job. We want them to work in some place they believe in. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so the first one is work. We want your students to work, but not just in any job or any type of work. We want your students to work in something that they believe in. So we're going to ask them questions like, hey, do you know what industry or career path, or do you know someone you look up to? Okay, let's try to work for them, or let's try to work in that industry. Also, what are some skill sets that you have that you think you can contribute to your family, your neighbors, even the modern economy? And the thing is that everyone has something to contribute, especially young people today, because of this, social media and technology. So that we're going to go dive deeper into that topic in the later video, but I just want to say that the creativity and Okay, so the first one is work. We want your students to work. Why? Well, one, okay. So the first one is So the first one is work. We want your students to work. Why? Because we want your students to understand the value of time and money. But more importantly, we don't want them just to work in any job. or any type of work. We want them to work in something they believe in, something that they want to work in. So we're going to ask them questions like, hey, what are you interested in? Do you know someone who you want to work for? Do you know someone who you look up to? Do you know any industry or career path? Anything you saw on social media that you're interested in? Then let's also ask another question. What skill set do you think you have in order to contribute to your family, your neighbors, and the modern economy? And the fact is, because your students are so creative, and because of social media and technology, there's always something that we can work on. That's all really good. Okay, another one. Okay, so the first one is work. We want your students to work. Many reasons, the most important ones being, 1, your students will understand the value of time, money, and work. 2nd, your students will have a better understanding of what they want to be a part of. So we're going to ask your students, hey, what do you want to work in? Do you know a career path or industry? Do you know someone who you want to work for? And the thing is that some of these students have an idea because of social media and technology. So I believe that everyone has a skill set that they can contribute to. I think we have good ones in there. Yep. One more. So the first one is work. We want your students to work, but not just in any other job or any other type of work. We want your students to work in something they believe in. So, okay. We want your students to work. We want to ask your students, hey, do you know any type of industry or career path? Or do you know someone you look up to and you want to work for? If so, let's make that happen. If not, let's explore more. What are some skill sets that you have? What do you think you can contribute to your family, your neighbors, and the modern economy? And the thing is that with the help of social media and technology, anyone can contribute to today's modern economy. Done. I have like 3 good takes in here. That's fine.
I'm gonna get my phone back, my new phone. I'm gonna pay for it and just get a new one before I go to Japan.